But here we are with another surprise unboxing. I wasn't expecting to get my hands on this just yet. I've been waiting for such a long time. I've heard some very good things about this, both multiplayer and solo. So I'm delighted that finally copies were starting to appear in the UK. The second printing, I missed out on the first printings. This is the second edition of Obsession. I believe, a tableau building game fundamentally. Something that I like a great deal. So let's get ourselves inside. See what we can find. Rusty scalpel. That's quite a heavy box. Now we've also got the expansions. Pretty much, well, everything that's available. There are a couple of small enhancement expansions that were in the original Kickstarter that are just not available anywhere. See, nice finish on the box. This is a really strange logo, isn't it? You know, coming from a design and graphics background, that seems a little odd to me. Anyway. Oh, that's tight. Oh. Obsession. Skip the reading, watch the tutorials. There's always a nice touch, you know, because you can read everything, but sometimes watching something move around can really help. Nice artwork. I wonder if it's based on an actual stately home. And I find some of these quite odd. They're relatively plain boards, and we'll get to see them properly in a sec. Lots of bits. I'm hoping this isn't going to be the kind of game that has a large number of big bags. I do hate plastic bags in games. I find them so fiddly. Give me a nice insert any day, particularly the third-party inserts that allow you to just remove them straight from the box and use them as containers for all of the tokens. Oh, look at this. Tuck boxes. Well, they're not tuck boxes. They're actually I can't remember what box is actually called. Tuck box has a little tuck on the top, and you open it up this way. This isn't, you see. This is actual box. It's also an empty box. Okay. I was expecting something in. I suppose once we've punched everything out and so on. Okay, so we have the rules. Not too bad. Okay. Too bad, 16 pages. And then we have the glossary. That's an awful lot more. 27 pages, because the back is credits. Okay, that's a little worrying. Well, we'll see. Maybe we won't need it. Nice little score sheet. Now let's see if the score sheet is double-sided. Yes! Extra points for that. Brilliant. Alright, boxes. Well, we know this one's empty. Powered on it. This says Wessex on it. Empty as well. Okay, so I'm going to guess they're all empty at this point. These are the various families. Cavendish. Now, they're very attractive. Nice designs. What do you think? Wonder if they're actual coat of arms of families. That could be interesting. Some more. Just take these out. Color schemes are nice too. It's a nice off-white. Just felt a little bit heavier, that one. Ponsonby. Okay. small cards. Bonuses. I'm getting objectives. I was just about to say objective cards. What we can score more points with. Prestige, sporting service, acquired. Okay, kind of standard kind of objective cards. Closer look at those. And a little select. And now, of course, these are standard size cards. These are fairly standard cards. These are smaller cards. These are even smaller cards. Okay, that's a bit bizarre. What are these? Essentials? Have a close-up look at these, I think. Are they all the same on the back side? They are. So maybe we're randomly grabbing. That actually looks like victory points and prestige points. Very informative when I do that, right? I think kind of reveal these cards and go, well, I don't know what anything is. All right, let's go to some boxes. I know we've got some more cards here. We'll get to those because those are top cards. And we have boxes that have things inside of them. Lovely lion, English lion. Aha! 20-sided dice. Die. Lovely big cloth bag. Nice quality to it too. Good to see. Bags of meeples. Small green ones. Fewer black. Look like they have. Oh no, these aren't just meeples in here. They have different. There's two guys and some little pieces going on. Show you the close-ups. Some interesting profiles of the characters. Suddenly got hats on. Then a few diagonal pieces. These are red. A little different. I'm going to suggest female. Yeah. And we have some purple ones. Shapes again. I like when these are not merely different colours, but also different shapes. I know in certain Euro games it really doesn't matter. Something's different shape or a different colour. But in something like this, maybe has a little more theme to it, then that's not a bad thing. These guys look like they waiters of some kind or servants. And then and these white guys that are clearly carrying something. Lovely. Second box is empty. Welcome to the unboxing of empty boxes. Right. Player boards, I guess. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Look at that. And also, they are different on the back. Have oh, each. Oh, maybe not. Each one is different. Oh, it's related to the actual family. Look at that. Asquith, Ponsonby, Cavendish, York. But we have more families than that. So we have Wessex, Asquith, Ponsonby, York, Wessex over there. So wonder where Wessex is. A little worrying. There are obviously some country estate improvements. I guess that's part of the tableau. And here we have elements of the main board. Main board's quite small, which is nice to see. Looks very English, right? English countryside. That could be anywhere. Could be many places in England. Two sides slightly different. One is standard play. One track standard play. Extended play. Oh, that's nice. I like that idea. We could have a shorter game or a longer game, depending on time available. Now, it's right in there. So I'm going to have to tip the box up to get these 5 punch boards. Obviously, currency and coins. These seem to be rooms: gabled conservatory, fenced paddock, Queen's suite, sculpture garden, private study, great hall, imported marble floor. Good sized coins too. Good price. And the thickness here, I would say a little thicker than average. Nice to see a bit of weight on the punch boards. Just feels the tactile quality of play, particularly with coins. Obviously, so, more substantial the coinage feels, the better, in my opinion. I'm a great one for metal coins in games, but not necessarily every game. All right, 2 decks of cards. See if we can open this now. For points for having a good, easy card opening experience. Well done. It's not quite so much. We're getting that. Cards have a slight linen finish. They're not stuck together, which is always a joy for me. These look like player aids. Now, what's interesting is the number of player aids. That's both interesting and mildly disconcerting. Player aids. Just player aids, and they're all double-sided. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Solitaire. Nice. That pleases me because I do like some randomness in solitaire. mode. Now I'm always thinking about the difference between solitaire and solo. What is the difference? And I personally think that there is a difference in the definition. And something that is solitaire is designed specifically to be played on your own, solitary. Whereas solo sometimes is just you playing the regular game on your own or a mild variant thereof with some rule changes. But here we have a variant which is more around different cards. And when you look at games that are multiplayer cooperative, all of which of course can very easily be played solo by playing multiple players. I think the difference there between solo and solitaire would be solo would be playing multiple players, more than one, and solitaire would be playing a single player or player character. But not all games are really balanced for single player characters. A lot of the dungeon crawlers, for example, suggest at least. Oh, there's a cat. Dungeon crawlers, of course, suggest that you should have at least 2 characters. I find that a little disappointing, because sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to feel as though you're in it on your own and you have nothing else to do but survive, not relying on anybody else. It loses interactions. I get that. Particularly games that have interactive elements, and I think of skills that the characters have that interact with other characters. And yes, you lose that. But those characters you don't play. You play different ones that don't force that interaction. Okay, first expansion. I don't know what order these were released in, or relevance like that. But upstairs, downstairs. If you don't know, upstairs, downstairs was a TV series about the lords and ladies and staff in a stately home. I don't know when it was set. I guess it must have been set either set in Edwardian times or in the 20s. Or came out. I remember seeing it maybe in mid to late 70s. That was on TV here. Really cemented my impression of what life might have been like well before the more recent TV series okay, so there is a slightly larger scoring sheet for this expansion. So this expansion must add, compare those. Oh no, it's the same size. So we've got more scoring sheet. Now, have you ever played a game where you've gone through all of the scoring sheets? Let me know. I certainly haven't. These are larger cards. I wonder. These are larger versions of these tiny little things. I wonder if this is a quality of life improvement in the expansion where they have increased the size of the cards following player comment, perhaps. Just find it a little odd that they are basically seem to replicate. Yeah, this looks exactly the same. Without going through each individual card, of course. We'll see. We have more objectives. Of course, unless there are elements to these cards which also refer to aspects of the expansion. That would make sense. Can't get Right. Completely use this fingernail into this one, so we will this out in a more conventional manner. Okay, so we have more VPs, and again, perhaps the objectives are relevant to expansion. I wonder if there is some kind of indicator. I mean, if these are from the expansion or not, or maybe we'll replace the whole lot. Who knows? Look, there's another bag, small bag. This time, same material. It matches. Which is fantastic. More figures. We have blue figures. We have pink figures. Females. These blue figures are males. These look like workmen. They're holding hammers. Some additional of the core game figures. Those look like additional of the core game figures. So maybe there's a 5th player expansion here as well. Now, if these aren't cooks, I'll eat my hat. Absolutely. I'm going to put it on the cat there. Now, absolutely, that looks like a cook. Right? Definitely. Okay. You realize how much time it takes up to clear up after this? To me, just pulling things around and just mixing up the expansions. Doing anything with it. Oh, look, another reference card. There's only one, so that's not bad. Okay, we've got some more regular cards, clearly related to the expansion. And some more solitaire as well. So I really do hope there is a way to determine cards come from the expansion and which do not. There is a U here. All of these have the U. Oh, look, a whole bunch more reference cards. Yeah. So, entirely sure about this, but see there is a U just there. And on the base cards, we don't see anything there. On the small pack I opened first of all, they appear to have a P. So there is some differentiation, what they mean at this point, of course. Just have to see how it goes. Promotional cards, unique. P for promotional, U for upstairs, downstairs. How about that? A little bit of deduction going on there. So unique rules for the promotional cards, so we can keep those separate. See what they're all about. Oh, look, another 16 pages of rules. I suppose there's a possibility that this actually covers much of what was already there. So, new round. Extended play and normal play. And look, additional. Oh, you know what? Those empty boxes, as in these empty boxes, all of the boxes for the families that exist in the expansion are in the core box. Obviously an extension to player board. And some more tightly fitting punch boards. Much the same. The others. I'm not going to mix these up because I don't see any differentiation on these tiles. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Right, that is the upstairs downstairs expansion. Look at this mess. Glorious. Now, we have another box. Much smaller this time. The Wessex expansion. Right, look. There we are. Wessex box. Wessex expansion. Kind of odd. I suppose they felt they had space in the core box and they could make these boxes smaller and mass producing these. Maybe it worked out cheaper, who knows. I suppose if you didn't buy this expansion, you would have, and the upstairs downstairs expansion, you would have a bunch of empty boxes, which are nice boxes, can be used for things, but they're kind of surplus to requirements, really. Okay, bonus rooms. We've got extra rooms. Second edition player board. Now, my only little bit of concern is that the core box says second edition. This says deluxe second printing. Upstairs downstairs expansion, which has become available just in the same time as the second edition printing, doesn't say anything about second edition. So a little bit of a puzzle. So yes, here we are with the Wessex player board. Obviously something specific to the Wessex is there. Story about the Wessex family and descriptions of those room tiles. Small deck of cards. And we've got one more small expansion to open after this. Feels kind of cheating, doesn't it, getting all the expansions at the same time. And yes, I think we are correct on the letter, because the Wessex expansion has a W. Marvellous. Worked it out. Alright, that is the Wessex expansion. We have one more piece, much smaller. Obsession promotional tiles. The upstairs downstairs Kickstarter campaign in fall 2019 featured a stretch goal in which backers of the project would get to design 2 promotional tile improvement tiles. Backers laboured mightily, generating 20 outstanding design tiles. Okay, so this is connected with upstairs downstairs, hence there's upstairs downstairs on it. So I'm thinking that upstairs downstairs came out after the core box first edition. So upstairs downstairs is probably first edition, not second edition. So I think that's going to warrant a little bit of research to see if there are any issues to be aware of in the first edition of upstairs downstairs that might conflict or cause some difficulty with second edition core box. Promotional tiles, unique rules, and these are the tiles. Well, that is it. Obsession. Now, I would get the core box back, but it's under there. I think there would be a massive tumble of stuff if I even tried to retrieve it. But that's the unboxing of Obsession. I'm very excited to receive it. Finally, after many months of waiting and then several weeks of desperately preventing myself from paying more than I should just to be able to get my hands on early copies within that entered the UK market. So once I learn, there is a big fly. Did you see that big fly? Once I learn how to play it, I will do a playthrough and a review, see what I think. But based on what I've read and what I've seen and what I've heard, this one is not going to disappoint. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Give one of those clicks to subscribe and like this video. Come back for more shortly. There are some Kickstarters that I've seen are shipping very shortly. So there will be some more unboxings next week.